So this is the last of a three-part series, thank God, about how I make a wedding cake. I did the fruits first, and it has its own playlist. Did the fruits, then I made the cake, a second video, and this is decorating the cake. I just have to tell you that I did the flowers on a live video 2 weeks ago, and somehow it got deleted, so you're not going to see me doing the flowers live, putting on the flowers, that is, but you could see what it looks like. Start out with making some icing, royal icing. That entails icing sugar and egg whites. Got the eggs together, separated it, and then start beating the egg whites, and then I added the icing sugar. There's another video with that, and I'll put a link here if you like. I have videos on icing sugar, I think about 2 or 3 of them. And the texture you want is like this. When it's not dripping off a spoon or a spatula, it's ready, which means it will stand up when you're ready to use the icing. See, it's not dripping off. All right, so I set to I showed you before on the other video how I took out the flour nail out of the cake and covered it with another piece of cake. You can go look back at that video. And with this I set to putting on the icing, putting on some of the royal icing. And I covered the top, covered the sides, then see, this kind of, when you put this on like this, it's called that you're crumb coating a cake, which is the first coat, and it's gonna be mixed with crumbs. Some people actually mix crumbs with cake and use that to put on, but with rum cake you don't need to do that. It's enough crumbs on it. All right, and under this, on the board, I put a piece of foil because I don't want my board getting messed up, because I'll take that off afterwards. Finished putting on a coat of icing, and I didn't have to make it perfect because I was going to use fondant to cover the rest of the cake. So when you're doing that, you don't need to make the cake, because it's going to be covered, so you don't need to make the icing perfect. You just need that crumb coat, because you don't want too much icing on the sides pulling it down. So I decided I was going to use a silicone mold, which is what that purple thing is, and I roll out a piece of icing to the size of it, measured it, and then I put the icing, the fondant on top of it, press it into it so it comes out with that shape. These are called silicone molds, and there's a lot of them all over the place. I mean, this is something that really helped cake decorators. Started a couple years ago. When I started making cake at first, this was not in existence as far as I know, or maybe I couldn't afford it then. I didn't see it. Of course, there was no internet when I started. So I mold it into, cut and shape it into the mold. Now this is 4 inches, because most, other cakes are 4 inches. Most of our black cake, they have 3.5 inch pan, and we don't like cut them in 2. And even though one bride let me do that, I take a rum cake, cut it in 2, and put icing in between. Well, not make me, she asked me, and I said okay. So I looked at it to make sure everything is good. It's taking the shape of the mold, so that when I put it on the cake, it will be perfect. And it was good. So I pulled it out, and this is what they look like, this picture here. And I did something similar before. So this is the close-up of what these molds look like. And I put a link for all these molds at the bottom of this video, below this video. Okay, and that is really pretty nice design for a wedding and very, anniversaries or other occasion. I forgot the name of this mold, but I'll put a link below. And it's very scarce, very hard to find, and it is expensive. So maybe you could always use other molds, but this one is pretty expensive. So I had to put more, not necessarily icing. The icing is almost dry by now, because royal icing dries quickly. So you could use a little like Crisco, but I have what I make, a gum glue. I made it. I'll show you what that entails. I use gum glue, which is something that for cake, cake glue. They call it all kind of name. But anyway, so this mold is not long enough to go all the way around the cake. So I actually had to do it in 3 pieces. Now when you do something like this, you have to make sure that you're going to put flowers or something to hide any cuts. And some of them come where the cuts fall into each other. So this is not one of them, but you know. So I had to put a third little piece that I measured cut to fit that little spot right in. You'll see when I put it on. So I put a little more icing right there. Then I stick it in that little spot. It was still too big, so I cut it down a little bit. And you always have to cut to match your size of your cake. So I cut off just like I did before. I cut it to match the length, the height of my cake. Set about to doing the top, because you know this is not like when you cover a fondant cake with one piece. Actually, this is almost better because then the fondant isn't tearing. So I set about measuring, getting the diameter of my cake, make sure the piece of fondant matches it, and then I'm putting on the top. And this shape is called petal. This is a petal shape cake. So you gotta cut it in and out and fix it to make it look neat. I set about doing the second cake after I covered the first one, and I did all 3 in a row. And this one is not cake, sorry. This is actually a foam board that I covered. The other 2 is foam board. The only real cake is the bottom one. But as I said, I did all 3 cakes in a row, because once you're dealing with the fondant, you might as well just cover everything in fondant at the same time. Now I missed out some part of this because when I was putting the color on that second shape cake, I forgot to, well, I thought I was doing the video, but somehow it didn't show up. So these little cutters are called dogwood. They're actually called plunger cutters. For they cut, and it has a pattern inside, and you can just drop them out. Ploops, and they drop right out. And I'm using the gum glue again to put them on. But I had already put some on, so I just continue putting on the rest of them and do some fillings in the inside with some of the smaller size. I'll put a link below where you can find these. They're pretty handy. When I was doing cake before, they never had these. I never had these. Everything was going up and down by hand. Your hand gets so tired. And this, we're coming up to where I put on a border. And this thing is called extruder. Fondant extruder. So what you do, it has a hole inside, and you're going to push fondant inside of it, or anything you want to push in. But it's got to be something like fondant or gum paste you're going to put. Gum paste is hard, so we don't put it on cake. It makes flowers on anything tough that you're doing. You can even cover a cake board with it. But you got to push the fondant inside and do what I'm doing there. And pushing it out through the so then this is what I'm using for this border right here on the first cake. I'm using it as a border, and then I'm gonna put some markings on it. This thing has different shape. There's many different pieces to this extruder. I think it has maybe 20 little parts. You could shape all kind of shape, smaller, larger, heart. I think this is a heart. Then I set about to just using that tool to give it little marks. And then I mixed rum with a little petal dust. I wanted gold, but somehow the gold that I had is called Aztec gold. It's more like a bronze, don't you think? Anyway, it's not bad. It's shiny. And then I do the borders. Did all the borders on the cake. First border, second and third. And these are just shells. Sorry, reverse shells, that is. Reverse shells. Just make the shells matching for all the tiers. Then I did more shells on the top. And I stuck little pearls, you know. Pearls are made from gum paste. They're edible, but they're tough. You can always ask me, are these edible? But the top here, I will have to show you at another time how I did that top. This kind of design is called, bas relief. It's pronounced B-A-S, but it's actually, I mean, it's spelled B-A-S, but pronounced B-A, like bas relief. You can search the internet. I think this design came from people who used to do certain type of art, like and mosaics. They anyway, we'll talk about that another time. These are the molds that I use for some of the designs on the top of this cake. And this is another silicone mold. It has all kind of pretty flowers, and you just press the fondant inside of it. I did one some time ago. You could look back at some of my videos. And this one is like different size roses. And you can always just press the fondant in there, and it come out like whatever the flower is. Love this because it saved me so much time. I don't have to be making things. So, you know, I ended the video, and as I said, by doing it live, but somehow that video got deleted. The live video got deleted. Not got deleted, I deleted it by accident. Anyway, we put on the flowers, and I, you know, just stick them on. These are wafer paper flowers. These are called wafer, and I love them for rum cakes. But rum cakes are heavy. I've carried many heavy rum cakes all over New York City, Connecticut, and New Jersey. So I know that these are so the wafer paper, you know, I learned this last year. Did my first cake last July for somebody's birthday with wafer paper cake. I mean flowers, a cake with wafer paper flowers, and I love them because they're light and they're easy to make. And I'll do maybe a live or a video doing a wafer paper flower coming up. This is a stand I used to use to rent it out to brides. And of course, you know, during the live we cut the cake, so you can see that piece over there, well cut. Oh my Lord! So we cut the cake and showed everybody, and I ate a little piece, and people's mouth was watering, you know. Anyway, so this stand is really a pretty stand. I think it came from India. Bought it years ago for like $150. I think they are much cheaper now, but it's really pretty when a cake is sitting on it, you know, and you could have candles to the side. And I'm talking about wedding anniversary type cake. Yeah, so this is the cake that I waited for a long time. I will put links below to show you where I get some of the stuff that I use. And any questions you have, ask. I'm looking forward to the live tomorrow evening. If you want to talk about this, or you want to talk about something else, but we talk about everything on live. Feel free to ask any questions. And as I said, I'm gonna do a video or maybe a live showing you how I make these wafer paper flowers, and put the same as the gold, that Aztec gold I use on the cake. I use it on the edges of the flowers, of some of them. Really pretty. And you could use silver. Silver is also very pretty. Maybe the next time I'll use silver for the edges. And when you put something on the edge, it defines the flower, you know. So that's the cake. I'm asking if you could please subscribe. If you don't subscribe to my channel, or you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Maybe at 3,000 something. Hopefully I'll soon be at 5,000. And I'm gonna do more cake type video. I see you guys love that. I'm gonna do more cake type video. And if there's some kind of cake especially that has to do with decorated cake that you want me to do for you, please ask or make suggestion. Send me a picture or something. I am on Facebook. There's a link under About Us for Facebook. You could put it there, or maybe I'll put a link under these videos for my Facebook page. Send me messages there. All right. As I said, thanks again. And if you want to see when I upload new videos, click the bell icon